Greetings, Glitter Gang, and welcome back to Kathryn Scraps Live. My name is Kathryn, and today we are trying to finish the Snow Much Fun album before the germs overtake me. Alright. Okay. So, we're working on this box right now. Gonna just flip it over before we close it up and put tape on the back. Okay. All right, so that's on there. Got this. Just gonna cut everybody apart. And I was going to do a button and string closure on this. Oh my gosh, my voice sounds terrible. But I forgot and I put words where I need to put the button and string closure. So, unfortunately, it's not going to work. So, what I'm going to do is, instead I'm just going to do magnet. Or Velcro. Maybe I'll do Velcro. We'll see what happens. So, Kitty this week escaped the house. And she escaped by busting a screen out a window, which she's never done before. Now, granted, my sister and I did examine this screen. Woo! Later. And we were able to ascertain interesting. Somehow I cut the plastic on this. Okay, I'll worry about that another time. So, yeah, she like burst through the screen. And we only knew she was gone because I walked down and Marcel was sitting at the back door staring intently into the yard. And I just jokingly walked over and I said, "What are you looking at so hard, Marcel?" He was just staring like into a bush very intently. So I looked at the bush to see what he was looking at. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, there's a cat in our yard." And we have a lot of cats that walk through our yard. It seems to be a pretty popular cat path for moving through the neighborhood. And I wonder if that's because the house was uninhabited for 2 years. So it's, you know, the cats didn't really ever run into anyone here. So there's a whole, like, colony of cats. And we've got this giant ginger tabby. I mean, he must weigh close to 20 pounds. I don't think he's a only outdoor cat. Like, I don't get a street cat vibe from him, you know. So I think he lives with, or at least he has a family and they just let him roam around. But he comes by at night to sit on the front porch. Anyway, but there's all kinds of cats. So I was like, "Oh, I haven't seen a tabby in the backyard before." I'm like, "That looks just like Kitty." And then I was like, "Wait, Kitty?" And then she looked at me when she heard me call her name, and I was like, "How did you get out there? How long have you been out there?" So Liz and I had to go hunt her down and catch her. And then I looked on the camera to see how it even happened. And then I saw the screen, and yeah, she just broke through the screen. And we had gotten her in the house, and then we're checking the camera to try and figure out. We have a camera on. There's a camera that sees every door. So we checked all the cameras, and we saw her on the driveway camera. And we were like, "Huh, that's weird." And then when we watched the video, we saw how she clearly kind of like bursting through the air. And that's how she got out. Okay. So these are going to go here. So they just need to be cut at a 45-degree angle as well. So we'll go ahead and do that. But yeah, it was a full prison break. And then today we noticed somebody had gnawed a hole in the screen. Alright, so it looks like I need to cut a 1/4 inch off this side, and it'll be good enough. So, I don't know. Gonna get her a chicken coop. We're gonna, not just her, but I'm gonna get all the cats a chicken coop. So I found a portable chicken coop. Has chicken mesh to keep foxes out, which I figure can keep the cats in. And then that way... Oh my gosh. How cute is that gonna be? Oh my gosh, friends. That's gonna be so cute. Okay. So we just need to make its mirror image. And I'm just gonna do it like so. Ta-da! Okay. Alright, let's get these inked and glued in. And if we don't finish, we don't finish. You know. When I thought that it was possible to finish this today, the germs hadn't gotten me yet. You know. The germs had not. Well, that's what we were thinking, that we might need to just get like a grill for the one window that they look out. Because as you know, our windows don't even open. So actually our windows don't, only 2 windows in the house have screens, and those are the only 2 windows that open. So, alright. So yeah, we're just gonna glue those down like so. Alright, just trim that off the bottom. The bottom's not going to show, so it doesn't have to be like matted in the same way that the top does. I'm going to put the magnets on the 2 flaps. I might do Velcro, honestly. Oh my gosh. I've had that song from Greece ever since Mandy said the seasons are multiplying. The I Got Fears, They're Multiplying song. Okay. Yeah, so they're only going to show that much, so it's totally okay that the... Okay, so what I'm going to do so that I can adjust it and such is I'm going to put liquid glue just kind of in a blob in this corner here. And line them up. Man. Ugh. I'm trying to remember the last time I was sick. I think it was when I had COVID. Like sick, like a cold? I don't know how long it's been since I had just like a normal cold. I got sneeze. They're multiplying. Thank you, Kib. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm the last one standing, and I'm not going to be standing for long. We all need it. Me too, Ken. Me too. I'm just holding the glitter gang tool in the corner so I have something to keep the corner, you know, rigid while I stick this down. Okay, so some of the glue escaped, but I think we're okay now. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a Velcro like right here. Like right on the top there. And that'll be how I solve my little problem. Okay, so that's that. Then this is going to go in there like so. Oh my gosh! This I have to cut down because I didn't even measure. And then that's going to go there. Look how cute! And then this will go here. Oh my gosh. What a cute box. Okay. Okay, so this piece is 2.5, so we need to cut this down to 2.25. And then this, stick it down. Oops. I'm just gonna, I don't really like to use this trimmer, but sometimes you have to. Okay. Alrighty. Well, hopefully y'all stay healthy. I made it all winter without getting sick, and now here I am. Did I? I don't know. I really can't remember being sick. I joked with everyone in the house that so basically what happened is, in the fall, I read an article that the FDA had new recommendations for over-the-counter cold medicine to keep in your house during cold and flu season. And I was like, what? There's been advancements in cold medicine? We're not just taking NyQuil, you know? And basically it was because they said Sudafed didn't work. Not real Sudafed. Real Sudafed works. Everyone knows it does. But the kind you could actually get without having to talk to the pharmacist. So they said that Sudafed doesn't work. It's fake. So that's anything labeled PE, Sudafed PE. So pseudoephedrine, the real Sudafed, that is still, they said that still works. Take it, get it, go behind the counter, get yourself some, keep it in a box of it in your house. And they said, and they recommended this nasal spray, which I did use and it did help, but it's not like a miracle, you know. So I do have Sudafed. I'll take it when the show ends, but I didn't want to take it because it's so, you know, it's so sleepifying. So yeah, so no Sudafed and also no Tylenol or ibuprofen unless you need it for pain management. They also recommend not having any multi-symptom drugs. So they literally said, you know, get a bottle of Mucinex because you want the guaifenesin for the cough suppressant. and get a bottle of whatever the Robitussin is, just the straight cough suppressant, or you need the guafenicin if you're congested in your chest. Robitussin, like just plain Robitussin, the kind that's just the cough suppressant for coughing. They said the nasal spray or Sudafed for decongestion, and they said you can use Tylenol or NSAIDs as needed for pain, but to avoid them if you can, because they interfere with you running a fever, and it's extremely important that you run a fever, because that turns out germs thrive in colder climates, which is why there's more germs in the winter. And it's not because we're all, I mean, it's partially because we're all inside breathing recirculated air, but that's not the only reason. They said it's also because they prefer lower temperatures. So part of the reason you run a fever is to burn up the germs, basically, to make your body a more hostile environment to them. So it's it's a feature of your immune system. It's not just like a side effect. So they said not to use fever reducers unless you need them for pain. I'm so sorry about the snot noises, everyone. I hate them as much as you do, I promise. Probably more so. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to slide this in. So, yeah. I learned a lot from that article, and I bought all the stuff except the Sudafed, because I just figured I'd get around to it, and of course never got around to it. But I didn't want to make a special trip, and you can't order it, of course. So, anyway, so then when Liz got sick, Mr. Lifeguard stopped on his way home from work and got Sudafed. I told him to just get the biggest box they would allow him to get. So, he did. Alright. Oh, goodness. Okie dokie. Let's get this glued down. Okay. I let this sit, so I gotta unclog it now. And I've noticed, for whatever reason, I kind of have to unclog it from the inside with this particular glue. It just seems to work better. Okay. on glue. I just don't need any drama right now. I'm sick. You should feel sorry for me. Glue really is heartless. Especially liquid glue. It's true. It just doesn't care what you're going through at all. Not at all. Okay, so that's pretty cute. Okay, so now we just need to measure how thick this needs to be. And I think it's like an inch. Yeah, it's just an inch. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's the right size. Perfect. I will say that that throat lozenge helped a lot. Like, really? That worked out great. I'm happy with the lozenge for sure. Well, I don't know why I cleaned it because I'm not done with it. Oh. I rubbed a little bit of the paper away there, but I'll just... Okay. Alright. Alright, so that's that. So now we just need to do this front flap. And then this piece is ready to go in the book. I'm really happy with this little box, actually. Not only is it going to provide, like, really great support for the rest of the piece, but it's cute in its own right. So next week, we'll either finish this off if needed, or we will start a new project that is a traditionally masculine type project. Okay, so I'm just gonna Put that over there like so. I'm just gonna put that on there, and then let's get working on the inserts. So the first thing I'm gonna do oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. No, Tater Tot. I don't know either. I'm so sorry, Tater Tot. Okay. My goodness. All right. Okay, so I'm going to cut 6 1/4 by 4 1/4 bats. I'm going to cut 2 of them out of this pink paper. So there's two pink ones. I might actually make one. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm so sorry for all the sneezing, really. It's very unfortunate. Okay, so I can get 3 of them if I do some from scraps. Okay. Another tissue. Blow my nose back. I went from I kind of have a tickle in my throat to like the entire contents of my brains are running out my nose. So quickly. So quickly. Okay, so we've got 3 of those. Oh gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna cut a bunch of these down, any that are big enough. just cutting down to 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. They need to be 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. There just won't be any pink ones. So, oh, maybe I can make pink ones. Let me see. Those two are the correct size. These two are too small. All right. There's another one. All right, let's see if we can fix these pink ones. Ooh. All right, so this is now 6 1/2. Oh, okay. So what I'm going to do is stick these two to each other and they can lengthen the other ones. Well, if I'd known it was going to be this bad, friends, I think we would have perhaps saved finishing this project for another night, but here we are. So, all right. When they're off by like a little tiny hair, it's just frustrating to recut. Yay! Have fun! I know you're gonna have a good time. It's sad when friends move away, for sure. Okay. Party, yeah! Has anyone watched any amazing TV? Is anyone watching Shogun? Does anyone remember the original Shogun? And has anyone read the book? You remember the original? I've seen the original. My sister and I tried to find it so we could compare, but we couldn't find it anywhere. I guess they never digitized it. I have read the book. Can you believe it? According to Goodreads, it's the longest book I've ever read. I've never read anything longer. My sister, she diseased me. Ella, she diseased me. I don't know. she got it, but she was patient 0. So she got it, and 2-3 days later, Damien got it, and then the day after him, Mr. Lifeguard got it, and then he's had it for 2 days, and I thought I escaped it, but I have now got it. So I was wrong. I did not escape. She did. She diseased me. She diseased me. And like the day that she was getting sick, it happened very similar to this, where she was basically fine at lunchtime, and then by the end of the workday, she was like practically dying. And I was just like, what the heck is going on with you? I should do that. We need a cleanse around here for sure. Okay. What book am I referring to? Shogun, the James Clavell book that the movie is based on. Not the movie. I guess it's a TV show. A mini-series. But on the theme of earlier, we were talking about war. James Clavell wrote the book because he was a prisoner of war during World War II in a Japanese internment camp. And he said that when his men were first arrived at the internment camp, he said that a Japanese officer offered him his samurai sword to kill himself. And he said he could tell by, like, the demeanor of him. Like, he didn't speak any Japanese or anything. But he could tell by the way he made the offer that the guy who was making the offer considered it, like, an act of great kindness. And he declined. But he said he wrote the book because he thought that we could prevent a lot of wars if we could learn to celebrate each other's differences, and have more understanding for each other and things like that. And so that's why he wrote the book, which I think is super, super interesting. It's very interesting. So it wasn't necessarily to be, write the most historically accurate novel about Japan, or this period in Japan, so much as he wanted to, like, teach Westerners who had a lot of hatred towards the nation after the war that it wasn't, like, there's nothing to fear here, like, just because you don't understand doesn't mean it's evil or bad or whatever. And I just think that's such, like, on the theme of how you have to come out of these horrible situations with love first, it was so interesting, like, to read that about him and about his motivations and everything. So what's your event nose plugs? Little diva cups for our noses. Okay, so here we have 6, and we need to end up with a total of 8. So I need 2 more purples. 2 more purples. So. Yes, there's just too much hate, and it's not getting us anywhere as a, you know, a human race. As a species is what I want to say. Okay. All right. All right, there's the last 2. We did it. We surgeried our way out of this conundrum. Okay. So, now, what time is it? I thought I brought the tissues in here, but apparently I didn't. Hi, Heidi. Hi. I know I caught you doing stuff. I know that I caught you. Little shredder cheese. Let me drink some water. Have read Valley of the Dolls, believe it or not, because my parents, when we were growing up, would let us kind of just read whatever off their shelves, but I think they like forgot that there was some stuff on there that was very adult. So like that's how I read Shogun when I was young, probably too young to read Shogun. But it's kind of the same thing with Valley of the Dolls. Like, I was pretty young. Like, I'm not sure how much I understood, like, you know, of what was going on. So, yeah, Valley of the Dolls. I've seen the movie for sure. And I've seen the movie as an adult as well. So, like, I get the plot of Valley of the Dolls. Okay, so now we just need our little sheet. Here we go. So yes, as a young whippersnapper, I read Valley of the Dolls. Shogun, what else did I read? All kinds of stuff. Some weird stuff. Some weird science fiction that was like very strange and very adult. Yeah. And they kind of just never noticed what I was doing until I was reading It. And that apparently was where my mom drew the line. Was Stephen King. So. But I read like Interview with a Vampire as a child. Not like a child, but I was definitely still living with my parents, so before college. Uh, the Conan books, if you remember, I don't know if any of you know, they're like a pulpy science fiction kind of, not more like fantasy, I guess. Well, you guys are probably familiar with the movie if you're not familiar with the books. So. Oh, yes. Sometimes people think if you're reading, it's fine. But there's some stuff, okay? There's some stuff. I think, well, this weekend they're going to Tampa to see his family, and this is going to visit our friend that has cancer, while he's visiting with his family. So that's what they're doing this weekend. But he's really, because he works at Acura, so the weekends, of course, are when you're going to really make the most money. So they haven't really there's not just as much opportunity to go. Like, they found one campsite that's less than an hour away that's good for, like, Saturday night, and then Sunday, so like one night, and then hiking on Sunday and stuff. But he's looking for another job so that he can have weekends free so they can do stuff like go camping. Because she works all week, so she can't leave when he's off during the week. So it's hard. So he's looking for another job so they can do more camping. And then if he finds one, they can pretty much go any weekend they really feel like it. So hopefully he's interviewing at a place now. So hopefully he gets this job, because it'll be a little bit better. But basically what it is he's interviewing for a place that does insurance repairs. And they have 7 body shops in the general area. And they are it's fascinating because some of them are like Geico specific. So like everyone who works there has contacts at Geico, understands how Geico's process works, knows all the local Geico adjusters, whatever, right? And so like they do so much business with Geico. They have a State Farm one, whatever. Anyway, so the reason they're really interested in Damien is because they want to open a Progressive one soon because they have too much business. They have to turn away business all the time. And they want to open another shop so they don't have to turn away as much business. And they want to make it a Progressive specific shop because they're doing a lot of work with Progressive. And the reason why they're so interested in Damien, like they called him within a half an hour of him submitting a resume, okay? The reason they're so interested in him is because he worked for Progressive for like 10 years as like an insurance, first as a claims manager, and then like as a supervisor, and he actually did adjusting and stuff like that. So not only does he have insurance background, which they really like they like any kind of insurance background at all, right? but specifically him, because of the progressive thing and because they're wanting to open a progressive shop, him having experience specifically, not with insurance generally, also with cars, because of course having worked at Acura. So he's got insurance with the specific provider they're looking to expand with, and cars more broadly. And it's kind of a sales thing. There's an element where it's a sales thing because, you know, it could be like, well, like, Geico's going to pay this much to fix this damage. But, like, if you've ever wanted to repaint your car, like, if you've ever wanted a green car, we can just do a whole thing. And it'll only cost you the difference. Like, that, there's, like, an aspect of that, which he'll be able to do as well, because he does have that background in sales. So, honestly, like, I'm not surprised that they called him, like, basically as soon as he clicked send, you know, because he's really a perfect fit. So today he was doing, like, he did interviews with like 5 people. My suspicion, personally, is they are looking for someone who can manage the progressive thing. You know what I mean? So, like, who can work in a shop and learn their business and their routines and their stuff. And then who, when, that's what, because why else would you interview with 5 people for a job helping people get their cars painted? You know what I mean? Like, that's, like, kind of wild. So, my theory, which I've been keeping to myself, because, you know, you don't want to jinx anything or whatever, is that, you know, the reason that they're, like, he's interviewed with so many people for what seems like a pretty basic job is because he's kind of soft interviewing to be the manager of the progressive thing whenever they, you know, open it up. So that's my personal theory. Because otherwise it's an awful lot of interviews for a body shop, you know what I mean? So we shall see how it all turns out. But the HR person he's been talking to, and not, you know, I said just for like a body shop, it's a big business. Like I said, they've got seven places in the area, and they're busy all the time. You know, they have to turn away business, which is so, like, you know, as an employee, that's comforting. So, you know, so we shall see. It sounds like he'd be perfect, and it's a perfect job for him, and it's less stress than Acura, because even though you can make a lot of money with Acura, with the commission-based job, like, budgeting is just hard. You know, it's just hard. Because you know, like last month he sold 8 cars. That's a lot of money, but, you know, sometimes you don't sell 8 cars, and then it's like, we got to figure it out. You know what I mean? So, I think they just don't want the uncertainty. They just want to know what the budget is, you know. And I get that. Completely get it. Completely get it. Alright, so I'm going to cut these up, these photo mats, and then we'll see what we see. I don't understand what just happened. Okay. Well, whatever. Hi, Tiny Cat. Okay, guys, I gotta quit. I like literally can't even cut photo mats apart, and I've done this a million times. I think my brain is just broken. The germs got me. They overcame me. So, I really thought I could push through, but I think I just can't. I think I just can't. So, I gotta go. I gotta go for the night, for the week. But we will come back next week. We will finish this. We'll make some cute inserts. Maybe we'll make some little folders and things because we have tons of room, as you can see. We'll figure out the closure. You know, we'll figure it out. So I'm going to go and get some rest. These videos will be up on YouTube and in the archives for you to enjoy. Hopefully without being too grossed out. And I will see you next time. So next week we'll be back at 2 p.m. Eastern USA time and 9 p.m. Eastern USA time. We're going to finish off this project and start something new. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.